Comes next. And is Kevin McCarthy's speakership in doubt? How would an RFK Jr. independent candidacy for the presidency impact a possible Joe Manchin third-party run? And Ohio has some remaining ARPA money to spend.
Some form or another.
Sure. I mean, you had your situation at quarterback, which folks really didn't know about going into the game, but that was that, Nico Marchiol had sprained his ankle in the middle of last week, and he wasn't able to go. And so they had to get Garrett Green ready to go, and fortunately, Garrett was, and obviously, he was a massive part of why West Virginia won that game. And then, not to mention names, but just going into that game, that offensive line was hurting almost from tackle to tackle, whether it was ankles, groins, or backs. They were all hurting. And so, to your point, this is a team that just needs to collectively sit inside of a tub for about 4 or 5 days to try to get themselves back.
Yeah, Tony Caridi is with us. And, Tony, we talked about this on Three Guys, and there are a lot of statistics we could talk about, but I think when Neil Brown said that he said, quote, "I'm probably as proud of a football team as I've ever been." And he said, that's the kind of team we built. So here's Neil Brown saying, this is what we have, and this is the kind of team we're going to build. We're not going to try to force feed something that we're not built to do. So it occurs to me that they're getting maximum effort and maximum production from what they are trying to do with who they have, as opposed to trying to, do something different, if you will.
Well, I think if you were to ask, I think he's getting optimal effort. I don't think he's getting optimal efficiency.
Okay.
And by that I mean there's still so much that this team needs to do better. From the running back position, of making yards after contact, from the receiving position, just way too many drops. So that the good news bad scenario is the good news is West Virginia has finished this month 4-1. That's the good news. The bad news is, so to speak, that, it still is hurting itself. I mean, my goodness, we had a minimum of 3 picks, and it could have been 4 interceptions in that game that you didn't finish off. So, that's probably a good thing. Hey, here's the good news. You're 4-1. Here's the good news. You still haven't played your best football, at least offensively. And so if you can just continue to evolve, continue to do things better and better and better, there's hopefully going to be some games here as this rest of the season plays out where you hit a peak level of efficiency and you're catching balls. And then it's going to be a whole different scenario. And instead of, biting fingernails at the end of games, you'll kind of get into these games and you'll be in a pretty good position when it's the fourth quarter.
Tony, to that I would say maybe. Maybe you will, or maybe this is who you are.
Oh, yeah, there's no guarantee. No, you're right. There's no guarantee it's going to happen. I'm just saying the possibility exists.
Because their identity has gotten them this far. Now, it's been close. The last several games could have gone either way, but maybe that's their identity. Maybe they're not going to be terribly efficient offensively.